Welcome, folks. I am Jabby Kaway. We got a neat little video here called Charlie Cox talking about meeting Andrew Garfield in a restaurant. Seems really off the cuff. It's only 90 seconds long, but, you know, as a huge fan of Daredevil and Spider-Man, I was like, well, you know, this could be really, really cool, or it could be a lot of nothing. Let's find out together. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up to let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. This upload is provided by Niharika. At least that's the name of the YouTube account. So let's check this out. Here we go.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure I could share this. I got to be careful. I'm pretty sure I can share this. So I've known Andrew for years. Andrew and I have been mates for years.
Oh. I had no idea.
And we've never worked together. And I sent him a cheeky text saying, if the rumors are to be believed, we're doing a movie together. and he was like, I don't know what you're talking about, something like that. And I was like, look, I know what you're doing. I believe I know what you're doing, and I'm doing it too, and we should hang out. And he was like, and so he said, you know, but you're not in the script or something like that. And I was like, well, obviously they've not put my scene in your script, but I'm in Atlanta, so I know, you know. And then we went for he was like, oh my God, this is so exciting. So we met up and we went for a walk, and we ended up having lunch in a restaurant. And when we were in the restaurant, it suddenly occurred to us that if we were photographed together in the restaurant in Atlanta, not a good look. Not a good look for our promise to keep it secret. So we actually both sat facing a wall, which is quite funny. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And it was pretty cool to hang out with him and be in the same movie. We haven't had a scene together yet, obviously, but it was pretty cool.
Can you imagine? I mean, Andrew Garfield has been working so hard to keep things under wraps leading up to the making of the movie. During the, you know, press for the movie, he's just got to keep it way under wraps. The pressure on him is way more than Charlie Cox because Andrew Garfield is promoting other movies, so he has more opportunities to be in the limelight, in the spotlight, and, you know, be put under the gun, be asked questions about a movie if he is or isn't in it, way more than Charlie Cox. So this is at an earlier stage of Andrew Garfield trying to keep a secret. It got worse as the movie got more promotion. This is before all the promotions because it hadn't even filmed yet, right? And so Andrew Garfield's trying his best to be like, don't know what you're talking about. It seemed like it didn't take much effort for him to let the cat out of the bag as far as, you know, it went with Charlie Cox, but it made sense. I mean, like he said, they were friends for a long, long time. Charlie Cox basically let the secret out on his side first. Andrew Garfield saying, but you're not in the script. I'm like, oh, that gave it away if nothing else did. I can only imagine what that situation was like going into the restaurant. Why couldn't they just meet at a hotel or something like that? Why did they have to actually go into a restaurant and eat in a public place where they were both going to be seen? I guess knowing that they're friends and have been friends for a long time, it kind of sucks that they haven't been able to have a scene together yet. They were both in the same movie. They couldn't even both go to the premiere, right? Because it was such a secret that Tobey and Andrew, I don't think, were even in disguise at the premiere. With the multiverse breaking open, maybe it's possible at some point Andrew Garfield and you know, Charlie Cox's Daredevil will have a crossover of some kind and be able to hang out in the multiverse of madness. What would that movie look like? That would be interesting to see them side by side. What I have, you know, been curious about from Andrew Garfield, if they do an Amazing Spider-Man 3, is his dark story, like whatever the heck he was talking about in No Way Home. I would love to see that movie. I would love to see that explored to the fullest extent possible, whether it was a film or a series. You know, seeing him go through that ordeal of losing the love of his life, and how crazy would it be if Daredevil showed up in that universe? Because the Daredevil story, the Daredevil saga, as far as the Netflix show is concerned, is definitely on the darker side. It's definitely on the edgier side. And so what better character to pair Andrew Garfield with than the edgier, darker superhero that is Daredevil? I think that'd be pretty cool to see them together side by side fighting. I don't think that'll happen. Now, while I don't think it will happen, I think that Marvel has to know that people will just lose their shit if Daredevil and Amazing Spider-Man were to be in the same movie or show together. I feel like they would just, I feel like the audience would just lose their mind. People were happy to see Daredevil in his little cameo in Spider-Man No Way Home. Can you imagine if you had a full-fledged action picture or show of Daredevil and Amazing Spider-Man side by side? I know that we would never get a Spider-Man show starring, you know, either Tobey or Andrew or Tom, But let's just say story together, because that could be movie or show, right? How cool would it be if they got a story together? Daredevil and Amazing Spider-Man in the same story, fighting side by side. I would love that. I would lose my mind. Because truth be told, Andrew Garfield is my favorite Spider-Man of the three. I know that people are partial to Tobey. He's the OG, the first, but my favorite is Andrew Garfield. I think he really embodies Peter Parker like nobody else. To have him exploring that darkness that he experiences from like his depression and, you know, trying to control things and like reliving that trauma over and over again, leading up to saving MJ. Having Daredevil alongside him there would actually be an interesting character exploration, an interesting psychological exploration, because Daredevil, he's all about, you know, finding the good in people as well. Can you imagine if Daredevil had to be the one to save him? Like, catch him? That would be weird. I didn't really mean catch him. That's just emotionally and mentally catch him, not physically. Although I wouldn't be opposed to that. Andrew Garfield did want the bisexual Spider-Man, although he was thinking Michael B. Jordan is who he was thinking of for the bisexual Spider-Man. But while I don't have an interest of any kind in a love story between those two characters, and I don't think most people would, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'm very open-minded. As long as we get these two guys together in the same story, fighting side by side, that would be, or each other, why not? Spider-Man goes really rogue. He goes super dark. He doesn't need that venom. He just goes dark anyway. Daredevil's got to save him because he sees the good in people. I honestly feel like with the multiverse, you could do anything you want and people will watch it. As long as it's interesting, as long as you're going to an interesting place and you're not just rehashing shit, as long as you're doing something that is new and unexplored, I think that people would love it. And there's a lot of love behind Charlie Cox. There's obviously a lot of love behind Andrew Garfield. And to put these two in the same story together, oh man, that'd be... Anyway, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed some of this nonsensical rant. I enjoyed this little story. And yeah, I'd love to see them in a movie together or a show.